Well, good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I'm very, very happy to welcome you to the Breakthrough Lab 2021 Showcase event here from Brown University. I really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to join with us here at the university to celebrate the hard work and a lot of progress of this group of wonderful, passionate student entrepreneurs. We have people joining us from around the United States and actually from around the world, and even from right here in little old Providence, Rhode Island, where Brown University is located. So thank you for coming. My name is Jason Harry. I'm the director of the Breakthrough Lab, and I'm also a professor of technology entrepreneurship in our School of Engineering. And it is just such a great pleasure to work with students over the summer to help them realize their venture dreams. Let me tell you just a bit about Breakthrough Lab. It's considered a venture accelerator. We obviously are running inside of an academic institution, so that's a little bit different. When we select ventures to become part of B-Lab, we're really looking for something that we call impact at scale, something that's going to make a big difference in the world. We look for ventures from all different sectors, for-profit ventures, not-for-profit ventures. We have software ventures and food ventures and medical ventures and fintech and mentoring services and a whole wide variety of venture sectors. And the same is true this year as in every year. Believe it or not, we're in our 7th year of having a Breakthrough Lab here. And over that time, we count about 90 ventures that we've worked with and over 200 students. And I see some of those, some of our B-Lab alums in the audience tonight, and I'm really proud that you took the time to come back and cheer on this next cohort of ventures. I want to also acknowledge the really hard work and the impact that mentors have on our ventures. Of course, we here at the Nelson Center for Entrepreneurship, we have entrepreneurs in residence. This year, we had the pleasure of working with Shannon Shallcross, the CEO of BetaX Analytics, Hamza Ansari, who is also a lecturer in engineering here, Jonas Clark, who's the associate director of the Nelson Center, and myself. And we work all summer really closely with ventures one-on-one. But we also enjoy the riches of literally dozens of mentors who take time out of their busy lives to work with ventures also over the summer. And so I want to extend my deep gratitude to all of you who have helped these ventures make progress. The agenda tonight's pretty straightforward. We have 15 ventures for you to listen to tonight. I think you're going to enjoy each and every one of them. There's 2 parts for most of them. You'll see a pre-recorded video with some slides, followed by a quick live cut, and you'll be able to hear a few update words from them right here during the Zoom session. I want to just say that the presentations wouldn't really be seen as investor decks, if you will. You should be looking for a really important and interesting unmet need in the world and a clever and economically sustainable business model to make it work. And so while the ventures are presenting, I want to encourage a really lively Zoom room here. I encourage you to do chat and emojis, and to the extent you can, have your video on and show your applause in whatever way you'd like. After the 15 ventures are presented, I'll have just a very few concluding remarks. And then something really cool is going to happen. We'll shut down the main Zoom room and open individual Zoom rooms for each venture. And so in the chat here, you'll see a link to the Breakthrough Lab, to the Showcase program that's going on right now. And in that link, you can follow along the alphabet as we go through the ventures. And then in that same web page, you'll find individual links. And I really want to encourage you, if you can, in that half hour after we have finished this main event, to pop into some of the rooms. The students are really looking forward to meeting new people, answering your questions, listening to the insights you might have, and perhaps plugging into your network. And so I really do want to encourage you to do that at the end of the main event. Well, that's all I have for you right now. We're going to jump right into the ventures right now. And I hope you're looking forward to seeing a glimpse of the future as much as I am. So enjoy yourself for a few minutes, and I'll plug back in after a little bit. Thanks so much again.
Hello, my name is Sydney Schwartz, and I am presenting alongside my co-founder, Olivia Johnson. Our venture, AlloVision, is where we are bringing data to the kitchen. 75% of restaurants in the US are struggling to turn a profit because of food and labor costs. The restaurant industry spends an estimated $162 billion every year in costs related to wasted food. 10% of food is wasted before it even makes it onto a plate. 89% of full-service restaurant operators say that their current staffing levels are below normal in 2021. Many restaurants today still rely on spreadsheets to keep track of inventory. Even with the industry standard restaurant POS services, they still require manual input. With these problems in mind, restaurants save $8 for every $1 invested in food waste reduction.
Our solution uses computational innovation to automatically collect and analyze data on waste in kitchens to provide insight into inventory flaws, as well as highlight unnecessary food and labor expenses. It all starts with our cameras. All restaurant kitchens already have cameras installed for security purposes, but we will place our own looking down on waste bins and inventory shelves to collect data with no human labor required. Next, we will use our computer vision models, which are trained models that analyze and classify visual data. Our proprietary algorithms will take in this data from our cameras to identify ingredients, detect food spoilage, and measure item quantities. Finally, this data will be funneled into our easy-to-use interface for our restaurant clients. It will extract and display key findings from our waste analysis, as well as show definitive action items to prevent further waste and increase margins.
There are 1 million restaurants in the US, and the restaurant management software industry will be worth $7 billion by 2025. Research has shown that 3% of restaurants do not embrace technology, while 47% of restaurants do embrace technology. We plan on targeting restaurants who not only produce large amounts of waste, but also really embrace technology, as they use not only standard point of sale services and food delivery platforms, but even more.
Our competition is existing restaurant inventory and waste management softwares. On the top left, point of sales or POS services are all-in-one solutions and can help with inventory management, but they lack high-quality data because it's all manually inputted. This means there's significant human error, and it also takes time away from employees doing their jobs. On the bottom right, these are specialized inventory services that use technology to automate data collection, but they have subpar user experience. Restaurants cannot afford to waste time and energy with difficult-to-use softwares. Our combination of the streamlined user experience of POS systems with automated high-quality data collection is what sets us apart from our competition.
Our business model consists of an upfront installation cost followed by a monthly subscription fee. These prices are to be determined. Our model is flexible and may change based on how many cameras and devices are required for installation, as well as how much waste is generated. We are the team. We met 3 years ago in the Champlin dorms here at Brown University, and since then we have worked on an entire other venture together where we built an MVP from scratch. We will take what we learned and trust the entrepreneurial process and do it right this time. Thank you very much.
What does art mean to you? Some may say it's the bridge between an infinite range of emotion and a finite means of communication. Others may say it allows you to step into the experience of someone else and see the world through another's eyes. Yet others may say it's beautiful artwork and imagery to see on a wall and make you happy. At Basque, we believe the question is more important than the answer. And with thousands of artists selling online and hundreds of thousands of consumers purchasing from them, we know we're not alone in feeling this. Unfortunately, the virtual art experience is simply not as interesting as experiencing a piece in person. Viewers are often subjected to compressed images, little to no communication with the artist, and an unintuitive search process. At Basque, we will revolutionize the virtual viewing experience through a story-based approach to buying, selling, and viewing art. This will begin by having an experience where both artists and art lovers begin their account by recording their answer to the faithful question, what does art mean to you? Afterwards, artists and art lovers will fill out an onboarding survey to get interest on their mediums, colors, as well as any styles, both to display and better paint the picture of the story of who they are and to help us provide suggestions. Once users have finished the onboarding process, they will have access to our curators collections and a search feature where they will be able to search for art based on the demographic information of the artist, as well as piece-specific elements. All of these, and lastly, this will be synchronous and asynchronous through live artist sessions and pre-recorded reaction pieces. All of these features are the result of talking to a wide variety of artists and art lovers, hearing their pain points, and brainstorming a better solution together. This customer insight will be invaluable as we break into the emerging direct-to-consumer art market, which is developing alongside the traditional art market valued at over $50 billion. Our business model is comprised of a 15% commission, 10% of that being levied as coming from the proceeds of the artist, and 5% being levied as a service fee to the transaction. Additionally, we will have an enterprise-focused business portal, which will allow us to sell our insights into viewers, as well as any data surrounding engagement, and allow artists and businesses to collaborate directly. Pieces on Basque will range from $100 to $1,000, and we will provide videos to help artists on their purchasing information. Basque is led by me, Brantley Leapart. I'm a recent graduate of Brown University, where I studied computer science and theater and performance studies. I've experienced as a finalist on a wide range of entrepreneurship competitions, such as the International Whole Prize, as well as intern-specific Microsoft Shark Tank-esque events. Speaking of Microsoft, I'm currently buffing my skills as a software engineer within their developer division. Thank you so much for listening, and if you were curious about basking in art, I ask that you contact me at Brantley_Leapart at alumni.brown.edu. Thank you again. Hello everyone, as you just saw, my name is Brantley Leapart, and I'm happy to provide my update. We are currently in the process of reaching out to artists through social media, building out relationships, and developing our first ever offering, a newsletter that will be featured weekly, serving to introduce you to one artist where you'll be able to talk to them, see their pieces, and purchase from them directly. If you are interested in talking more about being an entrepreneur straight out of college, you have a passion for art and would love to introduce me to an artist, or you're an artist yourself and would love to speak, or if you just have any ideas about the newsletter and the format in general, I would love to see you in my breakout room afterwards. Thank you again.
Hi, my name is Tyler Jacobson, and I'm the lead mechanical engineer at BuzzButton, where we're aiming to make small-scale energy generation universally accessible. I'm also an avid hiker and outdoor enthusiast, yet while I love the outdoors, I always want to stay connected to the world via my cell phone. And I'm not alone. Over 10 million people domestically go on multi-day and overnight hiking, biking, or camping trips annually, and rely on their cell phones for safety, navigation, and entertainment. One of the biggest worries for anyone going on these trips is that they're going to run out of battery. But through customer interviews, the BuzzButton team has discovered that people are dissatisfied with the options for recharging electronic devices that are currently available on the market. When people are off-grid for an unpredictable or predictably long time, portable batteries fail us. They need to be recharged. In these cases where the electric grid cannot be relied upon, people need to be able to generate their own power in a standalone manner. But people express frustrations with existing portable energy generators, such as hand crank generators, all of relatively low power output, are therefore take a long time to generate a significant amount of charge, and they're also relatively heavy and unreliable due to the complexity of their designs. People also cannot rely on portable solar panels, as even on the sunniest of days, they cannot be relied upon to generate a significant amount of charge, and on cloudy days and at night, they generate almost no charge at all. Our patent-pending solution, the buzz button generator, blows past every existing portable generator in its ability to generate a large amount of electricity while remaining extremely lightweight. It's versatile, as it can be used anytime and anywhere, regardless of weather conditions. And further, the device is reliable due to the limited number of moving parts in its design. Here's how it works. Users pull on the handles of the buzz button, which spins a button, called a rotor, at high angular velocities. When magnets on the rotor spin past coils of wire on an adjacent stator, it induces a high voltage electrical signal into the wire. Circuitry channels this electrical signal into a lithium-ion battery, which can later be offloaded to charge consumer electronics. Our analytical physics model, which we developed in collaboration with Brown's Applied Mechanics Lab, gives us a framework for designing the device for high power output and low weight. When fully optimized, our device weighs less than 1 pound and generates over 20 watts of electricity, a power output equivalent to the amount of energy needed to fully charge the latest iPhone batteries in under 25 minutes. The inspiration for this device is the buzz button, as Eli, one of the co-founders of this project, second grade teacher called it. How this device works is you thread a loop of string through a button, wind up the button in the center, and pull on the ends of the string, which causes the button in the center to rotate at high angular velocities. The toy resurfaced when Manu Prakash, a professor at Stanford University, presented on a centrifuge adaptation of the buzz button in November of 2019. We adapted the button spinner into an induction generator, with the button itself as the rotor for a permanent magnet induction generator. We collaborated with the Stanford researchers and learned that they were unable to get the button to spin rhythmically when mounted to something stationary, which is critical for generating electricity. However, we overcame this challenge, as you can see in this video here, and have filed a provisional patent on our unique design. At this point, we have been able to generate 1.2 watts of power with 6 volts peak to peak. Also, we've developed an analytical physics model that gives us a framework for optimizing power output for the device. Outdoor travelers, including hikers and backpackers, need to recharge their smartphone devices and GPS trackers. This group represents our beachhead market. They have the greatest express need for a high power density energy generator, are easy to reach and collect user feedback from, and have a high willingness to pay for quality gear. We will initially take a direct B2C approach and sell our product to these users through online marketplaces through our website. And as we continue to grow, we will sell to outdoor retailers such as REI and North Face. However, we've identified several other market segments through conversations with mentors and customer interviews that could benefit from our technology. We will target these market segments later as we continue to develop our product and achieve better economies of scale. Members of the US military, including infantry soldiers on multi-day overnight missions, carry heavy packs with pounds of additional electronic batteries. This market has an express need indicated through an SBIR solicitation for a 6-watt energy generator weighing less than 2.5 pounds. Their support for R&D for such a device like ours makes this an early focus of ours. Other market segments include emergency response and off-grid community markets. We will sell our product directly to NGOs and nonprofits. We will address this market later because we'll need to have mastered economies of scale to provide a low-cost product to the large number of people that fall in these market segments. The team is composed of Eli Silver, heading up product development, Sebastian Cheng, co-founder and leading up partnership efforts, myself, Tyler Jacobson, leading up mechanical design, and Debarshi Basak, leading up electromechanical design. Eli graduated from Brown with honors in materials engineering and brings mechanical design experience from Tesla and Amgen. Sebastian graduated from Brown's Prime program and helps bring business experience through several years of working on Wall Street. I'm a senior studying mechanical engineering at Brown, and I have experience leading up complex engineering systems at the helm of an 80-person robotics team in high school. Debarshi is a senior at Boston University studying mechanical engineering and has experience designing Internet of Things prototypes through personal and school projects. And our team is growing. If you or anybody you know is interested in joining our mission to make small-scale energy generation universally accessible, please reach out to any of the email addresses provided below. We are specifically looking for part-time team members and advisors with electrical engineering and market research experience. If you're interested in our mission or have any questions, please let us know. Thank you so much, and we look forward to chatting with you soon.
Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us this evening. BuzzButton has a couple of short updates since the conclusion of B-Lab that we'd like to share. We've continued making steady progress during developing the models that guide our product development and are preparing to fabricate a new series of prototypes in the upcoming weeks. We're also on track to file a full utility patent for the buzz button generator by the beginning of November. To help cover some of these product development and patent attorney costs, we're actively looking for grants and other non-dilutive funding opportunities. If you know of any funding opportunities, have or know of anyone with expertise in business development, marketing, or electrical engineering, or just want to learn more about BuzzButton, please join us in our Zoom room during the networking portion of this event. Thank you, and we hope to see you there.
What if I could add 10,368 hours to your life? That's more than a year. The New York Post says that we waste that much time deciding what to eat. To solve this problem, 185 million people spend hours searching through Google or Yelp, often to only order a dish not fit for their taste. This is because a high restaurant rating doesn't mean you'll order something you enjoy. Everyone has different tastes, and these platforms don't know yours. Our interviewees say that they enjoy trying new foods, but don't want to risk paying for food that they won't like. They're often left ordering the same thing every time and miss out on amazing dishes they would have loved. Introducing Dangy, a mobile app that custom recommends restaurant dishes you'll love. Dangy uses AI to assess your taste profile, find users with similar tastes as you, and analyze ingredients across various dishes to recommend the best ones for you. Unlike our competitors, Dangy recommends dishes fit for your taste so that you can confidently order new, amazing dishes without spending hours searching. First, Dangy will ask you to rate a few of your favorite dishes so that it can build your taste profile. Then Dangy will give you a curated list of the top dishes you need to try. If you're hungry for Korean, brunch, Chinese, or even a specific dish, you can filter and sort for the best matches. You might think you know the best pizza in town, but Dangy knows whether there's a better version that you're missing out on. Once you find your new favorite dish, dang it. Rate dishes based on taste, spiciness, and value, and give feedback to help restaurants improve. You can also share fun TikTok-like videos of food hacks, taste tests, and more. But Dangy also realizes that food tastes better with others. We've all been in a situation where you'll ask friends, family, or a significant other where they want to eat, and you start listing off restaurants for the next hour. This is why we waste over 10,000 hours deciding what to eat. Dangy solves this problem. Because Dangy knows the taste of everyone in your group, it can recommend the best restaurant for the group to go to. And each person will know exactly what they need to order so they can leave happy and full. Now, restaurants also need Dangy. Most restaurants we've spoken to only promote to existing customers because platforms like Yelp for Business and Google AdWords use a bid that can drive the cost per click up to $40. This is unaffordable, especially for local independent restaurants. That's why 85% of businesses rated Yelp for Business 1 star, and Forbes says that AdWords just doesn't fit. With Dangy, restaurants affordably advertise at 5% of the dish price. Dangy's dish ads are also the most useful because we match them with users who we know will love those dishes to increase click-through and conversion rates. Finally, because Dangy uniquely gathers customer feedback about specific dishes, we offer restaurants a subscription service to answer their biggest question. Why don't customers like certain dishes? We increase customer satisfaction and retention. Dangy is for everyone, but we're starting with the 139 million US millennials and Gen Zs. This group is 99% more likely to rely on social media and online reviews and eats out the most. They eat out 2 out of every 3 days, which translates to 34 billion meals per year that we can influence. To quantify this, a 5% conversion rate on cost per click yields over $1 billion per year in revenue, and a 5% conversion to our subscription service yields $50 million yearly. That's just the US. The world has 15 times the number of restaurants. My name is Jason Wang, and Elijah and I are AI experts who've been featured with our work in AI symposiums and have been finalists at international competitions. We've also built a mobile app featured on 10 news outlets, including the Boston Globe. So far, we've received interest from partnering with advertising agencies and food influencers who collectively have over 866,000 followers. We've just released our alpha to a select group of users, which correctly predicts a given user's dish rating 91% of the time. This will only increase as our model learns new flavor profiles and is trained on more reviews. We're set to launch at the end of this year, but I'd like to ask everyone to stop right now. Go to dangyApp.com and sign up for early access so that you can be the first to fall in love at first dish. We are moving fast. We're looking for business partners and people passionate about food to join our team or intern with us. I'd love to chat with you in our Zoom room or at a later date, so please reach out on our website or at contact@dangyApp.com.
Hi, I'm Brandon.
And I'm Anderson.
And we are Emit. We are a venture that is dedicated to helping students expand their social circles and find events that they're interested in. So a challenge that we see happening in college currently is this idea of people almost playing a game of roulette with the people that they're hanging out with. The people you meet, they're not necessarily going to share the same interests as you or want to do the same activities. And this is especially made worse by the fact that there's a friendship window. You know, like this idea that within the first 1 or 2 weeks of college, everyone seems to be forming their friend groups already. This is a challenge we see existing in almost all colleges, and that's 6,000 colleges in the US alone.
We like to think of Emit as a central hub for what's going on campus. Imagine someone's playing frisbee on the main green. Or imagine there are some people who are holding a barbecue on their off-campus housing. Or for all you know, maybe there's a new club that you'd love to go to that's having their first meeting. Or maybe you're the one doing all those stuff and you want to let other people know. Well, with Emit, you can communicate the who, what, when, where, and how of what's going on campus with a few taps. And it's a spontaneous fashion. With Emit, all the broadcasts you make are called flares, and all those flares are shown on a map that's telling you what's going down, when it's happening, and who's joining. So you can even join your friends on new events that's happening on campus.
If your current friend circle doesn't know about an event, how do you find out about it? Current social media is great at allowing you to find out about things if your friend circle knows about it. But outside of that, not so much. Emit provides you with an opportunity to discover events that you're interested in, independent of this friend circle. And by focusing on spontaneity, we make the timing of these events accessible to you.
The first thing we should get right off the bat is that Emit's completely free. You don't have to pay anything to get access to this platform. Our focus is to grow the user base because honestly, Emit only has worth if people like you are on it. But we do think that in the future, it's really exciting to imagine a case where we could have partnerships with restaurants, personalities, concerts. So you can make flares for those types of things and you can get discounts. So not only are we making them accessible to you, we're making them cheaper for you as well.
I am Brandon, and I am a master's student at Brown studying computer science. And I have experience working in the full stack of computer science as well as leading a production team in a game studio.
And I'm Anderson. I'm the class of 2023. I'm getting a bachelor's in computer science and a certificate in entrepreneurship. I have experience in game development, mobile app development, and I have almost 1 million downloads to my name. And I just also want to thank some other people who have made Emit what it is today. Nathan Goodman, he's another co-founder of ours. He's not here with us today. Ben Finkel, Jason Harry, and John Giannotti. So thank you for listening to us. And remember, Emit helps you expand your circle. We're available on the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store right now. So please download us at www.getemit.com. And we hope to see you on the platform.
Yeah, and to just give a quick update on where we're at, we've been continuing to work on Emit and improve it over the past semester. We've gotten several hundred downloads from the Brown community. We've been working on expanding into frats more, and we actually have a new member to our team to help us with that, Palumi Omoshoto. And we have an article published in the BDH as of last week. And we've also been partnering with clubs. So if you'd love to learn more about Emit, please come check us out in our breakout room.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey Martin, and I'm the founder of Enroute Agricultural Management, or Enroute Ag for short. Emerald Ag is an Atlanta-based real estate development cooperative company rooting vertical farming equipment and food growth capacity in and around cities across the United States. Vacant idle commercial properties lack diversification in their future tenant models. For commercial lease owners, these are the current images of vacant unused properties which have become the norm. COVID-19 didn't just impact office building rates. All brick and mortar buildings and their tenants are oscillating on how to recoup negative returns on their balance sheets or have closed their doors completely. For farmers, COVID-19 changed their growth operations where many of their farming enterprises lack the space and capital to scale, especially in more populated cities where real estate continues to rise in cost. When I say farmers, I'm not just talking about those in the countryside working in tractors on their acres of land. Farmers also in cities grow on less than 5 acres of land or wherever they can grow. Emerald Ag provides low to no cost property innovation by revamping what a tenant lease can be in their commercial lease spaces. Emerald Ag lends vertical farming capacities in the form of a 10,000 square foot space fitted with ready to grow equipment to farmers who are constricted in advancing their farming enterprises. We produce revenue on idle commercial leases, transforming them into highly profitable hydroponic vertical farming spaces where farmers can grow low cost, high profit, high turnover organic produce with a yield of about $42 per square feet or more. Emerald Ag can grow its foundation and competitive advantage in the hydroponic vertical farming sector over the next 3 to 5 years. Knowing 15% of our food supply and our farmers come from urban cities, and using Metro Atlanta as the proof of concept city, there are approximately 675 urban farming tenants in Emerald Ag's possible serviceable marketable area in the entire state of Georgia. Converting only 10% of that market in our startup year tracks us making profit margins of about 44%. Additionally, each year, with the total number of customers growing by 2% and Emerald Ag improving 25% on average, puts our second year profitability margins on track to be 46%, increasing by 2% each year as we grow as a business. Emerald Ag makes its revenue in the following way between the farming tenants. Over the long term, with farmer tenants, 2 to 5 year lease, the farmer provides payments in the form of a revenue share agreement between 20 to 35% of the total revenue per year based on the crop sales that are correlated with growing in our spaces. It costs us about $50,000 to equip a 10,000 square foot vertical hydroponic farming space with lease space, insuring it, and also property managing it. We then lease it to the farmer tenant for around $65,000, and it's paid by the revenue share agreement included in the lease. By providing education and equipment to farmers, Emerald Ag ensures their pathway to business success and profit growth. On average, farmers make 2 to 4 times more with the crops that they grow year-round in our hydroponic vertical farming spaces. We increase their capacity and give them equipment at a low overhead so that they can achieve this sales growth. We also increase their usage of environmentally efficient farming with a 91% reduction in water used to grow these crops in our spaces. To commercial lease owners, Emerald Ag provides revenue on vacant leases with low to no renovation costs to the lease owner by providing established, stable farming tenants. To ensure we meet demand, with greenhouse equipment installers, we supply a consistent contractor pipeline with them getting our farmers established in our spaces. Our team has excelled across multiple industries for 8 years with 1 full-time employee. Emerald Ag is a small team run by me. Prior to Emerald, I was a vice president within BlackRock's institutional client sales team, where I was responsible for project managing over $330 million worth of new business during my tenure. I founded my first venture, Honor Code, which provided curriculum and training to schools to bring full stack engineering and social emotional learning into the general 6th through 12th grade classroom. We raised $1 million, trained 5,000 students in the Metro Atlanta region, and were award-winning at our inception from folks like Forbes, Wharton, and the Echo and Green Social Impact Talent Report. Emerald Ag existing in the real estate space and me being trained as a new realtor, I aim to bring a developed level of leadership and excellence I have acquired from my experience and education at the Wharton School, Brown University, and my time with Teach for America. We are seeking social impact investors to help us prove our concept in 2023. We are raising $15 million in capital by January 2023 to give us the runway to pilot our services with 50 farmers in Atlanta's current agricultural sector in a 500,000 square foot space. The capital will be used to acquire a commercial lease of 2 to 5 years, retrofitting the 500,000 square foot space with ready-to-grow hydroponic vertical farming equipment for those 50 farmers, and onboard coach and train our various contractors to be able to appropriately property manage the space, handle our marketing, communications, tech, and finance needs, and also kind of help us determine the strategy of scale once the concept has been proven out of our startup phase. Proving our concept in Atlanta opens the doors to replicate this model in other similar cities. En route Ag's aims to directly impact over 50% of the urban farmers market share and sustainably increase diversity within the agricultural sector nationally by liberalizing urban commercial real estate space to benefit the farmers in the cities we operate in. Atlanta is the first of many hubs with diverse populations in the United States. En route Ag succeeding in Atlanta will be proof that our model could scale throughout the South and in other similar cities throughout the United States. With your help, by raising this $15 million in capital, it would ensure our farmers would be able to thrive after COVID and grow their farming enterprises, ultimately supporting our broader food system in the process. Thank you for your time.
All right, good evening, everyone. Jeffrey Martin here. I just wanted to give a quick update about what we're doing here at En route Ag. We're currently in the process of finding or getting 30 to 50 farmers to join our co-op, which is really exciting, just kind of having those conversations. We've started to kick off our advisor and investor just introduction meetings as we get ready to start raising this $10 million going into 2023. Recently had some conversations today about doing a 10 farmer pilot out in a county that's a little further outside of Atlanta. And then just started doing some of the strategic partnership developments during this quarter. So if you all are interested in learning more about what we do at En route Ag, feel free to join our breakout session around 7:30, and thanks for your time.
Hello, my name is Leslie, and today I will be presenting my venture, First Gen Cheesemate. First Gen Cheesemate is a nonprofit tech app that focuses on providing BIPOC, First Gen, and low-income students with post-secondary education resources. We do this by doing three things. We do it by providing printed assets, ed and mobile tech solutions, as well as community event organizations, where students can come in, feel supported, and build community within the First Gen student body. I did this because one day I was talking with my friend and we realized that there were a lot of things that we had in common in terms of our First Gen experience. And we wanted to support the upcoming generations of students who will also feel this way when they enter into these universities. Well, think about it this way. There's 89% of First Gen and low-income students that don't graduate within 5 years of a college education. Now imagine 89% of students who are now in debt, who don't have the necessary networks to be able to get jobs after college, and who feel unsupported and failed as they're unable to fill their educational goals. I started this because one day I was talking with my friend about our First Gen experience, or as in Spanish we say, our First Gen Cheesemate. We talked about how we felt in our classrooms being First Gen, BIPOC, and low-income students. We talked about how we felt unsupported, we felt lost, and a lot of the times we were this close of dropping out because we didn't feel like we were part of the community. And I know that we were not alone because there's about a 30% chance within all universities of First Gen students who need this kind of support. We believe in by First Gen for First Gen. Our academic resources on our website and app solutions all are content from First Gen students themselves, who talk about their own experiences and hope to provide mentorship and coaching for upcoming students. We are currently seeking to connect with First Gen professionals and continue to cultivate our First Gen community. We work on content all school year long, and we look forward to connecting with you there. Thank you, and let's make education accessible for all students. Hello everyone, my name is Leslie Ponce Diaz, and I'm excited to share some quick updates on my venture First Gen Cheesemate. So this summer and fall, alongside the B Lab, I pursued the RISD Maharam STEAM Fellowship in partnership with my venture First Gen Cheesemate and my past school district in Kansas City, Kansas. Through this partnership, we focus on community building, advocacy, and education, and we were able to host direct community events where we gifted over 350 school supplies for all students of all ages, and we also helped vaccinate around 150 individuals in the Kansas City area, which most of them were immigrant families. And right now we're currently focusing on planning for after-school First Gen mentorship programming, And we're also continuing to build our core team for First Gen Chisme. And we're also seeking to know about any opportunities for venture accelerators designed for educational tech nonprofits. And if you're currently interested in getting involved, or if you know of any opportunities that you would like to share with us, please visit us at our Q&A session after the showcase. I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Aisatu, and I am the co-founder of Jilla, a business intelligence and market research platform for West Africa. We started out wanting to solve problems faced by small businesses. Our mission was to improve the economic welfare of entrepreneurs in the Gambia. Our solution was a digital marketplace to solve their inability to scale and acquire customers. We thought that by expanding their customer base beyond their contacts, we would be solving the problem. But we discovered, as we interviewed sellers, local buyers, and launched our own website selling fabrics from select vendors, that expanding the seller's customer base through a digital marketplace alone would not solve the problem of improving the economic welfare of entrepreneurs. Because at the root of the problem was the fact that businesses of all sizes did not understand the African consumer. At the end of the summer, we spoke with the director of the Gambia Chamber of Commerce, who agreed with us that the need for empirical data to drive business decisions is great. But beyond getting this information is the fact that many struggle with what to do with it. In our conversations with vendors and with companies in Gambia, we realized that businesses are making decisions solely on intuition alone. In America and most of the developing world, there are a multitude of solutions for businesses looking to learn more about their consumers. The West African consumer is most often in the bottom of the pyramid, which is the 4 billion people on this planet that make less than $1,500 a month. The profits at the bottom of the pyramid are often ignored due to a lack of understanding about the people and what they want. This is where our solution, Jilla, comes in. We believe that helping businesses understand their own markets can produce innovation. We are a consumer behavior insights platform that helps businesses of all sizes innovate and design products by leveraging data and research. Our solution is a three-pronged approach. In our interview with one of our vendors, Binta, we asked her where her customers come from. She knew that her customers were coming from neighborhoods far from her own, but she didn't know why. We think market research is the key to not only knowing what your customers want, but why they want it and how far they'll go to get it. We collect consumer behavior data using cost-effective techniques such as text-based surveys driven from our research on the ground. From our research, we've identified that partnerships can be the most important part of understanding consumer needs. And so we've collaborated with local entrepreneurs who have unique knowledge of community needs and product demand. The outcome is that we help our customers take advantage of the purchasing power that exists at the bottom of the pyramid. Here are 3 reasons why we have advantage over our competitors. 1, our data-driven solutions are focused on not only development. When I say development, I mean data around poverty statistics and big picture economic data, none of which is actually the things you need to determine product market fit. 2, existing solutions are underestimating the importance of community alliances in determining product fit. This is important because in the Senegambian region, cultures are tight-knit and collectivist. We found from our bottom-up research that it's vital to have roots within the communities to make business decisions. Thirdly, we have experience in market research in this region. In fact, I spent the last 3 months in Gambia. We want to start in Senegambia for a few reasons. 1, we have the most familiarity within this region. 2, Gambia has the highest second growth rate in terms of mobile penetration in West Africa. And 3, Senegal has one of the fastest growing economies in West Africa. These things combined allow for easy scaling in this region. From here, we want to scale to fast growing economies in the rest of West Africa and beyond. We are a team of brown students that have experience in computer science. I am from the Gambia. Saran and I were born and raised in Africa and have contextual understanding of the problem at hand. We've worked together on previous projects based in Niger and West Africa. I have previous experience in data analytics, Nicholas has the technical know-how and was recently awarded a UN certificate for digital intelligence in solving problems in Africa. Saharan is a product manager and has the technical know-how to manage a team. In short, we believe that data is the key to improve the economic welfare of entrepreneurs in the Gambia and beyond. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aisatu, and if you have any questions, please let me know in the Zoom room afterwards. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Aisatu. After the end of the B-Lab entrepreneurship event, we have been working on increasing our knowledge on data analytics and the industry itself, and also continuing our connection with people back in Gambia. If you have any questions about this venture, please join our Zoom room afterwards. We would love to brainstorm with you on ideas of consumer behavior and data. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ryan Burnett, founder of KeyWorld, currently working on uniting the mechanical keyboard marketplace. Now, the keyboards that you are familiar with are probably these black and white ones. You've typed on them at home or at libraries or in office places before, and you press the key and it inputs it to your computer. It does exactly what you expect it to do. But I assure you that the world of keyboards is a lot larger than that. Now, mechanical keyboards can be any shape, any size, any color that you want them to be. They can be loud, or they can be quiet and soft, whatever you want. But what makes them mechanical is that under each keycap is its own little mechanical switch. And so the possibilities are truly endless. You can have keycaps of any color, any profile that you want. Switches can be any color that you want, and you can collect them as I have done here. Now, this might sound like a small opportunity, but I assure you the market is huge. The marketplace for mechanical keyboards is to be valued at $1.3 billion by 2023. That's increasing by 2% each year. And it's backed by a passionate community that spends on average about $100 to $200 per keyboard. And as you can see, many of them will buy more than one keyboard. So that's a lot of money being exchanged between vendors and customers. And the Reddit community that fosters the majority of the hobbyists is rapidly approaching 1 million subscribers. So the opportunity is now, and I'd love to capture it. Now, if I could paint a picture of the mechanical keyboard supply chain for you, I'd break it down into 4 key components. At the beginning, you have manufacturers such as Cherry or Gatoron who make the parts such as the switches or the keycaps. From there, they're bought by bulk suppliers such as DigiKey or Alibaba, who have them in the hundreds of thousands to millions. From there, they end up in smaller quantities to vendors that we are more familiar with, such as Amazon. And then finally, you have the customers. So when they're ready to buy a mechanical keyboard or the parts, they would buy them directly from vendors such as Amazon or smaller ones such as Novel Keys or Kibo. This might sound all simple and dandy, and this might be a no-brainer to some, but I promise you there is a lot of trouble and complexity happening in between. From the customer perspective, it can be extremely hard to find what you're looking for, whether it's available in stock, and it's hard to educate yourself on what's compatible or what the best option would be. The best parts aren't sold on sites like Amazon or Best Buy. They're sold on obscure websites that are hard to find, such as KBD Fans or Novel Keys. And so even if you make it there, what you're looking for might be sold out. Alternatively, the best parts are also sold in group buys or in limited runs. And even if you manage to make it into the group buy, there's a small chance that the product you paid for might not ever come and you might not receive a refund. So there's a lot of sketchy business there happening from the customer perspective. From the vendor perspective, this is an extremely competitive marketplace. If you are just one vendor, say a small or medium team working out of a garage or a basement or a small warehouse, you're competing against about 100 other people selling the same thing. Additionally, you have to buy parts in bulk quantities. So let's say you buy 10,000 switches, you have to sell a majority of those to make up what you lost. On top of that, you have big names like Amazon or Best Buy stealing the attention of all your customers. My solution to this madness is Keyboard. I want to act as a middleman between customers and vendors so that I can ease the pain felt on both ends. With an online tool that will allow users to search and filter among thousands of keyboard parts, I want to ease the pain that beginners feel when shopping for keyboard parts. Through the solution, I want to increase product visibility for vendors so that when they do buy in bulk quantities, they can sell a majority of what they bought to make up what they lost. Additionally, I want to do educational content and DIY videos so customers have the opportunity to learn more about mechanical keyboards and so that they stay on my website. In terms of revenue, I plan to support the website through ads and affiliate links with certain vendors. My main competitor, Keyboard Part Picker, has the same goals that I do, except they lack the educational and DIY content to make customers stick. I plan on selling my own line of keyboards, so be on the lookout for that. On top of that, I hope to expand into the enthusiast mice and mousepad industries that suffer from a lot of the same problems as the mechanical keyboard marketplace. My name is Ryan Burnett, founder of Keyboard, and thank you so much for watching my presentation. I want nothing more than to see a mechanical keyboard across every desktop around the world. So get yourself a keyboard today. Thank you everyone for watching my video. Since making that video, I'm currently working on finding a technical co-founder to help me with a lot of the coding for the website. And so if you have any advice or guidance on leadership and recruiting, I'm all ears. But if you just want to learn about mechanical keyboards, I have a lot to share. And if you want to buy one, I can help you. But thank you.
Hi, I'm Zoe, this is Karina, and we're Revive, an organization revitalizing social good through youth engagement. Social good organizations of all types and sizes, from huge nonprofits like the ACLU to tiny social enterprises, share one thing in common: a desire for an energized youth core. Youth members bring the necessary enthusiasm, cultural knowledge, and social influence needed to engage with younger audiences. And in today's world, where Gen Z and millennials comprise the largest population of potential donors and volunteers, that engagement is key to an organization's survival. In the US alone, there are over 900,000 organizations that would benefit from youth engagement. We've spoken to 24 such groups, and we found that a concern that comes up time and time again, without any of our own prompting, is an inability to gain youth members. Organizations simply don't have an image that's appealing to youth. They often lack the capacity to properly onboard youth, and they struggle with young people's frequent inexperience and lack of professionalism. But this leaves organizations in a perilous space, where they now don't have the knowledge needed to stay relevant, maintain momentum, and create the funds and awareness necessary for success. Youth, on the other hand, overwhelmingly want to give back. Research shows that 80% of youth want to help those in need, but 42% don't know how. We've spoken to about 20 young people, and we found that most have no idea where to begin. They don't have mentors or guidance, and they lack supportive, safe spaces where they can develop their ideas and confidence. As one of our high school interviewees put it, trying to make change feels like shooting in the dark. As a result, young people see the unjust world they live in and feel that they can't make any change, leading them to spiral into pits of despair, hopelessness, and frustration. At Revive, we saw that these two populations are a perfect fit for each other: social good organizations that need youth and youth that want to give back. And while volunteer matching services already exist, as we'll see in a moment, none of them really adequately fulfill organizational need for youth engagement in the way that Revive does. In return for our services, we believe that social good organizations will be willing to pay us a fee. So, how exactly do we go about connecting these two populations?
So, here's how it works. First, we find and recruit youth that are passionate about making a change in their own communities. Second, we train them in advocacy skill sets that are necessary for them to become effective advocates and valuable organizational members. Third, we pair them with social good organizations that align with their academic and social interests. And finally, we support the organization in their onboarding process and make sure that the youth are connected to a network of mentorship support. Ultimately, we believe that we are addressing both sides of the two-sided marketplace, ensuring that youth are both empowered and connected, and that social good organizations have access to this energized youth core that they can continue to draw upon for further youth engagement. For the organizations that we've interviewed, finding volunteers is only one part of the problem. And as said earlier, While volunteer matching services certainly do exist, such as Volunteer Match, Idealist, and Indeed, Revive goes a few steps further. First, youth come trained in advocacy skill sets, knowledge of the issue, and knowledge of the organization themselves. Second, Revive focuses exclusively and deeply on youth engagement. Other volunteer matching services tend to source primarily from older age groups, and while there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, it doesn't address the unique values that youth engagement brings. Third, through the integration of youth voice, perspective, and skills, which do include social media, Revive provides your organization the opportunity to reinvigorate your organization with a more youthful image and an opportunity to appeal to an even wider, younger audience. And lastly, and perhaps most importantly, Revive is passionate about the need to subsidize our youth. So we pay our youth recruits so that you don't have to. In exchange for access to the skilled and reliable youth core, organizations pay Revive a fee. And in order to meet the needs of even the smallest grassroots organizations, we operate on a sliding scale, which incorporates both an organization's size and budget. Additionally, Revive has a core competency in sourcing grant funding for youth engagement. And we use this competency to ensure that your organization has funding for our services, and so Revive can fund ourselves. We are currently in the process of developing our MVP, which we hope to launch soon in Chicago. And if you or anyone you know is interested in youth engagement, curriculum development, or has personal ties to Chicago, we encourage you to reach out to us soon and ask us some further questions. So ultimately, Revive is revolutionizing the way that youth make change. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. To give you some more background about Zoe and I, we are both very experienced in advocacy work and activist work on campus, as we're both presidents of Students for Educational Equity. We're also really involved in community engagement work and also some curricula development. We are currently in the process of establishing some community ties in Chicago, but if you or anyone you know is really passionate about youth engagement or youth empowerment, please reach out. I will also put our emails in the chat. Thank you so much.
Good evening. I am pleased to introduce Soiree, an online professional network and recruiting pipeline for Black and Latinx college students. To put it simply, today's students are struggling to transform connections, information, and resources into their desired job opportunities. A survey conducted by our team revealed that 48% of students feel that their racial identity has negatively impacted their career readiness and ability to network. Meanwhile, on the company side, diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI, has become a top priority, so much so that it now has a place in the C-suite. 47% of companies in the S&P 500 index currently have a chief diversity officer or its equivalent. Yet, this attention to diversity isn't exactly translating beyond the conference room. 68% of company leaders believe that they create empowering environments, while only 36% of employees agree. Our solution is Soiree, a professional networking platform that encourages our users to form real and goal-oriented connections. We have developed a two-sided marketplace. On one side, we have Black and Latinx students who are looking to network and apply for jobs. On the other side, we have companies, our paying customers, whose recruiters are scouting candidates directly on our platform. Our total addressable market was calculated according to the percentage of diversity recruitment expenditures of 16,055 US-based large companies. Our serviceable available market was calculated according to the percentage of Northeastern companies seeking investment opportunities. And lastly, our serviceable obtainable market was calculated according to the percentage of targetable companies in New York and Boston. Companies that join Soiree are evaluated across various categories of corporate social responsibility, such as diversity, equity, and inclusion. This is so that our student users are assured that the companies we've partnered with are committed to their proclaimed values. Plus, our grading scale provides companies with a blueprint on how they can meet their prospective candidates' expectations. When a student user logs into Soiree, they will have immediate access to their college network. Students have the opportunity to join large industry-focused groups of 50+ users, or they can form smaller community groups of 6 to 10 users in which they can ask questions, receive mentorship, or organize meetups. Students connect with corporate recruiters through our data-driven recruiting pipeline. Corporate recruiters have the unique ability to manage their company's group. Interested students can join a company's group and participate in info sessions, workshops, and coffee chats that are organized by the recruiters. This format allows recruiters to invest more time targeting the students who are most likely to apply. Essentially, companies are guaranteed higher returns by sharpening the focus of their recruiting efforts. We've identified Handshake, LinkedIn, and Jobwell as our primary competitors. We found that students of color feel that Handshake and LinkedIn are impersonal and intimidating, making it difficult to navigate job postings and connect with other professionals. Jobwell is an online platform that claims to promote career advancement for Black, Latinx, and Native American students, but only assists users with recruiting after they've completed the sign-up process. Our model allows users to access everything that they need all in one place, with no barriers to entry. The Soiree community is accessible to all users, whether they're just beginning to explore career options or ready to join their dream company. Soiree is free and accessible to all undergraduate students. To access the platform, companies pay an annual subscription fee, which is calculated according to their size. Our additional sources of revenue include commissions, job postings, third-party service providers, and advertising. My name is Sterling Steiger, and I am a co-founder of Soiree. I'm a brown student from Detroit, Michigan, a city that has been pervaded by systemic racism. I, and many others like myself, know what it's like to exist between scarcity and opportunity. My team and I are the students that we service. We aim to uplift Black and Latinx communities through leveraging their respective strengths and experiences. And that means making career-building resources and support accessible to everyone and transforming the way that companies think about diversity, equity, and inclusion. We have large plans for Soiree. Going forward, we will continue to develop our technology and increase student user adoption through marketing. We believe in co-creating this venture with others who envision an accessible and equitable recruiting space. If you'd be interested in joining our team or participating in focus groups or interviews, please scan the QR code on your screen to sign up. Thank you so much for your time.
Hello, hi. I'm actually the other co-founder of Soiree. My name is Michael Midelis, Brown class of 21. I've been a social innovation fellow at Brown for 2 years, and I also have professional experience in community design. So a few updates. Our team has actually been working on this for over a year, and we spent a large amount of that time doing the market research as well as interviewing recruiters and students to figure out what would make this platform work. We're currently entering the stage where we want to fine-tune some of the technical aspects of the platform, which is why I want to direct y'all to the form that my co-founder Sterling had mentioned in the presentation. I'm actually gonna upload the link. And the reason that we want more input right now is because we are in the stage where we want to make sure that all of the product offerings that we're gonna launch in spring match the need as well as the wants of potential users of Soiree. So if you're interested in joining a one-on-one session that we're going to be hosting in the coming months, please let us know. Joining a group forum, or even interested in joining the team, if you feel like you can provide any expertise in this, please let us know. This is a really exciting industry and it's growing very, very fast. So I'm excited to hear more from y'all at the networking session at the end of this. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Whitney Terrell, and I'm the founder of the Ream Company. The U.S. insurance industry is a $3 trillion industry with over 5,900 insurance companies. This means that roughly 197 million U.S. adults have a great range of choice. However, this is not necessarily true for at least one segment of the American population, the U.S. Muslim community. The American Muslim community, roughly 3.5 million people, participates in insurance markets, largely under religious exceptions, given the many legal requirements for insurance. The Ream Company is aiming to be an insurer of choice to this community and others, and to close a unique values-driven product gap. While there are a range of insurance companies, there are no insurance carriers in the U.S. that meet the needs of the Muslim community and comply with the principles of Islamic finance. The Ream Company closes that gap by applying important ethical frameworks of product development, implementation, governance, finance, and accountability to policyholders and shareholders. The Ream Company centers that risk is a fundamental part of life. The risk in everyday life can be distinguished from speculative risk. A common example is damage to our house or our cars, such as a car accident. A core inspiration in our venture draws on Islamic finance, which is known for several key advantages: justice and fairness, ethical and moral dimensions, discouraging speculation, transparency, and financial products accessible for all, Muslims and non-Muslims. The latter is very important to the future of the Ream Company because we hope everyone will find a range of insurance products inclusive of and not limited to the Muslim American community. We aim to be the premier insurance carrier of insurance products that meet the everyday, personal, and commercial liabilities of our customers. The Ream Company will focus on takaful as an avenue to compliance with the principles of Islamic finance, and often it's identified as Sharia compliance, translated as legally compliant. The root of the word takaful stems from the Arabic word meaning to take care of one's needs. The Ream Company empowers consumers with personal and commercial lines of insurance rooted in collective risk sharing, interest-free products, avoidance of speculation or gambling, and limitations on uncertainty in contracts. We want to be the most trusted insurance carrier offering an ethical model of insurance. Our vision is to arrive at collective impact in the insurance market through mutual responsibility, mutual cooperation, and mutual protection. The capital exists around the world and is different from conventional stock insurance companies and conventional mutual insurance companies. Our vision is to be a company that has appeal beyond the Muslim American community. Think about companies like Thrivent, for example, that draws deeply on the Lutheran community and its values to offer insurance and other financial services. We want to be the equivalent of a Thrivent to the Muslim community. Finding a breakout room to learn more about ways we plan to reimagine insurance, or let me know if you have resources or connections in your network who would be interested in joining the waitlist or connecting with me about the Ream Company. Finally, follow us on Instagram or sign up for the waitlist for information at ream.company. Of course, thank you to the Brown University community and the amazing Brown alumni, mentors, faculty, and especially staff at the Nelson Center in particular for the opportunity to join B-Lab. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Andrew Kim, and I'm the founder of Workista, which is a marketplace exclusively for finding and hiring freelance data scientists. In today's digital world, data is everywhere and empowers everything that we do. In the US, around 5.7 million businesses in all industries such as finance, education, transportation, and etc. leverage data and perform some kind of data analytics to help them manage day-to-day operations. And data consumption is growing tremendously at a rapid rate at around 19.2% annually. In fact, in the US, companies have consumed 6.7 zettabytes, which is equivalent to the number shown on the slide. To combat the rapid increase in data consumption, companies have continuously outsourced their work to freelance data analysts and data scientists. But this isn't really easy for lots of early-stage startups. Startups usually have two means of hiring freelance data scientists. One way is to search through social media sites such as LinkedIn, but it could take them hours to peruse through LinkedIn profiles and need to manually change filters for hundreds of candidates before landing on few promising candidates. Agencies and job boards such as Upwork and Aquent is also a viable solution, but these outsourcing platforms are incredibly expensive because they would have a middleman that would facilitate the matchmaking. And this could result in a commission rate as high as 20% all the way to 60%. And for early stage startups, outsourcing is very expensive and time consuming. So at Workista, our solution is to provide a marketplace exclusively for finding freelance data scientists. Unlike other agencies and job boards which focus on fields outside data science, we're the only platform that exclusively focuses on connecting freelance data scientists to companies. This dramatically decreases the search time, and you won't have to worry about filtering out candidates that don't fit your job description. In addition, we manually filter our freelancers through rounds of interviews to ensure that only the best fit candidates can apply to each job. Instead of having a middleman, we have implemented an AI algorithm that will find the perfect match for our pool of freelance data expert data scientists. And best of all, Our platform is commission-free. This means that you're paying your workers directly. And once again, when comparing with agencies that have 20% to 60% and hidden transaction fees, Workista offers a flat $200 job posting fee with 0% commission rate, which means you can save around $6,000 per project. Workista uses a unique SaaS revenue model as its primary monetization strategy. Everyone can create a free account and get matched with freelancers. Companies will have to pay $200 to post their projects. But for companies who hire regularly, we offer more benefits through our premium plan, where we internally review each job post in person and optimize the algorithm so the premium users have better chance of finding the perfect freelancer that they need. Our business is incredibly scalable as well. We primarily focus on startups, and we usually offer skills that are a small part of the data science field, such as database management and data scraping. But as we grow larger, we plan on focusing on fields like AI, computer vision, and eventually enterprise solutions such as business analytics and operations analytics. I'm the founder of Workista, and I've been working in the freelancing industry for more than 4 years as a software engineer. I also study computer science, specifically artificial intelligence and machine learning, so I understand the data science field very well. Our team is also composed of extra freelance data scientists and data engineers for building our product. Our mission is to make freelance job searching easier than ever before and completely change the way we find work. Together, let's build the future of work with Workista. Thanks for listening.
Hi everyone, it's Andrew. Thanks for listening to my pitch, and I would like to give you a quick update. So since B-Lab has ended, our main obstacle was to determine if there's any significant market need for the exact product that we're delivering. So we have been trying to pivot into different problem spaces and business models. So after the event is over, please head to my breakout room if you want to discuss more about what problems and successes that we ran into while creating Workista. Thank you so much.
Well, I am so proud of all of you B-Lab presenters. Outstanding job. And I'm proud of the audience. We still have well over 100 people still with us. And so if you made it through 15 venture presentations, you should get an award as well. I so appreciate the engagement, the enthusiasm you showed in the chat and with your emojis. I'm sure the students drew a lot of energy from your excitement. I just want to acknowledge that although we're in this virtual format, these things are not easy to pull off, and the Nelson Center staff worked super hard on this. I want to acknowledge Tori Gilbert, Sheila Haggerty, our student interns, Fabi Sarkis and Sebastian Grethwal-Sear, all did a wonderful job. And media services, Mike Spar, somehow edited 15 videos and got them ready for tonight. So Mike, thank you so much for that. And I also want to acknowledge that Danny Warshay, who is our executive director of the Nelson Center, we take a lot of energy and leadership from him. Thank you, Danny, for taking your time and sticking it out through the very end. Well, everyone, thank you again. And this concludes the main part of our event tonight. Please take a moment to click that link that's in the chat. That's the B-Lab Showcase program. And you'll see a whole bunch of red buttons at nearly the top of that page. And that will be your opportunity to go and visit with the students. As I say, they're really looking forward to meeting you and hearing your questions and your insights, your network, and so forth. So that's it from Breakthrough Lab 2021. Again, thank you for joining us and have a great rest of your evening.